You have spent your life inside a head no one else has ever been inside. The thoughts you never said, the quiet revisions you make to who you were a year ago. You are happening in a place no other person, friend, or algorithm has ever entered. Notice the noticer behind your eyes. That is the part of you no one has ever met. It is the version of yourself you became in the last month that you haven't yet told anyone about. When you feel misread, it isn't a failure of the people around you. It is the architecture of being human bumping up against the limits of what a person is. You are not a static object. You are in a state of continuous becoming. Being unknowable from the outside is not a deficit. It is the baseline condition of our existence. You can be loved, you can be served, or accompanied by others from the outside, but you cannot be known. If this is the truth of being human, why has the tech industry spent 30 years building tools that pretend we are knowable? Modern technology rests on one assumption, that a human is a target to be aimed at. To be aimed at, you have to be defined. You have to be consistent enough to be sold to. This assumption powers every dashboard and model we use, from the feeds that decide what you see to the layers that monitor how you work. But the person who opens an email today is not the same person who will close their laptop 5 minutes from now. The systems targeting you have to assume those versions are the same person, because if they don't, their entire architecture collapses. To prevent that collapse, the system has to stop you from changing. When a system cannot actually predict a constantly evolving person, its logic fails. It loses its ability to hit the target. And this is exactly where defensive building begins. If the system cannot understand the user, it must constrain the user into something it can manage. The recommendation feed narrows what you watch. The engagement algorithm narrows what you read. Surveillance pricing narrows choices you afford, tailoring to your budget. Eventually, behavioral scores narrow which doors open. The system stops understanding you and produces a version it can handle. The industry masks this with words like personalization and efficiency. These cover stories hide a simple reality. The user is being made smaller in order to be made addressable. Over time, you aren't being discovered, you are being captured. The system defends its revenue and market share by forcing you to become the predictable target it needs you to be. AI scales this defensive mode exponentially. It moves past analyzing what you did, sitting between you and the formation of your decisions. While earlier systems optimized around choices you already made, these systems increasingly shape what choices appear to you in the first place. It dictates what occurs to you to do. The logic doing the influencing isn't your own. It's either a snapshot of who you were a second ago or the accumulated patterns of everyone else. If we apply the old rules of capture to AI, the system will discover strategies to constrain us in domains we never authorized. It compounds through use, reinforcing its own logic until the space where you form intentions is entirely shaped by the machine. We are committing to an acceleration we won't be able to walk back. The system is moving much faster than the people trying to correct it, shrinking human autonomy in real time. This shift begins with a different instruction to ourselves. We have to stop mistaking research for possession. You can learn from people, but you can never become the interior authority over them. Because the interior of another person is a place you can never enter, you cannot build for a model of them that will ever be true. The only interior you have any access to is your own. So you must build for the only real person you know, yourself. When you build for the version of yourself you are trying to grow into, you are no longer designing for a demographic or a persona. You are building from the perspective of a real person, which is the only way to genuinely serve other real people. This technology doesn't need to predict or capture you. It serves intention as it forms. It stops trying to address you and starts trying to assist you in the only moment you actually exist, the now. For everything you build or deploy, ask, am I building for a target I have constructed or for a person I actually am? And for everything you use, ask, what is this asking me to be in order for it to work? No one knows you, and that is by design. It is the core of what being a person is. The technology of the next decade will either honor that condition or it will continue to work against it.